Well, imagine this, right? Imagine you're in a loving marriage and you have a kid or two or five or whatever, and you take them all out around the town for Halloween, right? And you leave your wife at home because they got to hand out the
Someone's
candy.
got to
You
give
know
the
what I
candy
mean?
out. Sure.
Someone's got to give the candy out, right? So you got someone giving out the candy. You're out with the kids. You get the kids all whacked up with some candy. You come back. You undress, get their costumes off. You clean them up. You separate the candy, you put them to bed, right? Then you're sitting there with a nice hot cup of cocoa with you and your loved one, enjoying the stragglers coming at the end of the night where I'm just dumping the whole bowl of candy in their
Yeah.
thing
Take
and
whatever you
saying,
want.
good on you,
Rascals.
have some fun. Yeah. And then that all ends. You wrap everything up, you go to bed, and you pop a blue chew. And then you pound your old lady's brains out because you got a rock hard rage you from some blue chew. That's the best trick or treating candy you can get this Halloween. Blue chew, rock it up. Boom. That's a promo, baby. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Work and Perspectives Podcast presents Ask AI. We got a great question today. We got a different type of show going on. It's a lot more about asking AI and less gimmicks. Please enjoy. Love you. See you. You know how there's like the slutty nurse outfit, right? Everybody knows that.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Honestly, I love a regular nurse outfit. There's just something about them. It's hot. Am I wrong? Am I
No,
wrong?
the important thing about the mischief-based Halloween is that it didn't actually matter if it was a good prank. It just mattered if you and the five people you were with thought it was funny.
You know what else had an effect on me that night? That was the first night I met Biff Sweater.
Oh, Biff Sweater.
Biff Sweater.
Biff.
That's a time. That's not a costume. That's an attitude. You want to show your trick a little treat? Get a little blue chew. Kabow! And then, honestly, the Rosie O'Donnell phases I went through in the 20s, I mean, it can't be understated. Do you think Blue Chew could have saved your marriage?
No, but I'm hoping I could use it to ruin someone else.
Hello and welcome to the Working Perspectives Podcast presents Ask AI. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by the one and only Burn Podcasty. On this show, we'll be asking AI the hard-hitting questions and seeing if AI truly has all the answers. There's no question too crazy, no inquiry too outrageous, no query too queer. AI may have all the answers, but we're here to prove they can have great answers without great questions. If you'd like to send us some questions to Ask AI, please comment on this episode or message us on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. Also, please remember to check out all our shows, airing Tuesdays at 5 a.m. and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Tonight's question is, hey AI, what's the best age for Halloween? Enjoy the show. Hey AI, what's the best age for Halloween? Alright, Benoit, well, guess what? We're asking AI some stuff, and I dropped the nuts on the chin of that intro. Nailed it. But real quick, Burn, just wanted to say one thing. Blue Chew, we want them to sponsor us, so there's a description, or there's a message in the description of this episode. Please make sure you copy and paste that message and send it over to Blue Chew on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Wherever you can send it to them, send it to them. We want them to sponsor the show. We want them to know, hey, we're a good couple of pals, and they should let Daddy smack it with a sponsorship. But enough of that. Burn. No gimmick tonight. If you want gimmick, check out the Gimmick Show. Airs Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. From there, you'll get a fun fact, you'll get a joke, you'll get some quick cash, you'll get some annoying news, maybe on this day. We don't know. We had soup talk. Didn't know that was a gimmick, but that was
We
there.
did. Yeah.
So if you want gimmicks, check out the Gimmick Show on the Working Perspectives podcast, all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives podcast. But now, what we're doing here, what we're doing, what we're here for, we're asking AI. We're asking AI an important question. Burn, we're going to ask AI, what was the best age for Halloween? Burn, let me ask you, what was your favorite age for Halloween?
This is a, I mean, this is a great topic
It's a
because
toughie. It's a
it's,
toughie.
yeah, like if you gave me the debate, all right, so let's break it down, right? Okay, so
Right.
you have like
Let's go chronological.
you have kid Halloween, right? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? School parade,
Yeah.
hitting around the neighborhood with your
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
telling jokes, singing
Yeah.
songs, getting
Yeah.
candy. That's like intro to Halloween.
Yeah.
Then you
But that's
have,
like, hold on, let's say that's like real young, right? We'll say ages 0 to, let's say 10,
let's say 10.
right?
I think 10's a perfect cutoff for that,
Because
right?
11, you're not, because, and I hate to interrupt you, but by the time you get to 11, the candy's still a factor. Don't disregard the candy.
Always
Don't
going to be a
disrespect
factor.
it either, right? The candy's still a factor, but also mischief is a factor at age
Mm-hmm.
11. You like the
Mm-hmm.
mischief. You know what's one thing we did that was kind of corny is that we got like they would, you know how they use corn stalks as like, as decoration?
Sure.
Well, we would get a bunch of like the corn stalk decorations and take them, and then we'd shuck like the dried corn off the stalk, right? For some reason, at age 11, we were really good at that motion of just shucking the corn stalk. Don't know.
Practice. Practice
Don't know
makes
where we
perfect.
got so good at it from. But either way, and we'd get like grocery bags full of it, right? And then we'd go throw it on people's porch, like handfuls of it, and then we'd do a little ding dong ditch. So they'd come out and like we would wait towards the end of the porch so they'd come out and run and then they'd have like these slick wooden porches and they would like step on or slip on and be like, what the fuck? What is this? And we had one old guy that it wasn't good. He took a bad spill. But other than that, it was pretty harmless. It was just good
All right.
fun.
All right. Now listen, that's perfect. So let's go with, okay, you got kid for candy,
Yeah.
early teens for mischief.
Yes. Then,
Um,
dude, I mean, mischief was there until till you go to your first like, let's say, teenage Halloween party.
yeah, I
Then
think I
it's like mischief is out the window. You got one thing on your mind, bub. You
listen,
know?
everyone develops differently. And unfortunately, mischief, while a crucial part of Halloween, it's a small window. It's a very
Takes a
small
back
window.
seat quick. Yeah, it takes
Takes
a
a
back seat
backseat
pretty
real
quick.
quick.
During the mischief era, did you ever steal candy from other kids?
Oh, like strong arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we did that a couple
Of
times.
course.
Yeah.
And they knew us. I mean, we're all in the same
Yeah. It's
neighborhood,
like
but
we
like,
jumped them, but they were like, dude, I know who you are. I'm like, we're all wearing masks. You don't know me. I'm
yeah,
like, they're like, you're Chef Boyardee. We know who you like. You're not even wearing a mask. You're wearing a chef's hat. I'm like, hey, it's me,
it's
Chefy.
it's my disguise. And also, I'm just here for your Reese's and your Kit Kats. You can keep the
Yeah.
rest, you
Dude,
know?
I'll tell you. I mean, I've said it. I'll scream it from the rooftops. I'm a big Butterfinger guy. Love a good Butterfinger. But are you more chocolate candy or gummy?
I'm a chocolate candy guy.
See, don't
Yeah,
get it
hardcore.
wrong. I like it, dude. Love a Kit Kat, love a Reese's, honestly, I like the cookies and cream Hershey bar, which is good, right? I love them, but I'm more of a gummy guy. Give
Well,
me some
Maddie,
Skittles, right?
you're
Give me
not.
some Wally Wallabies, Australian licorice, best licorice in the game, right? Give me some gummy worms. Give
You a
me
Smarties
some.
guy? Smarties were always a big Halloween
Not,
gift.
not, no, no.
No, not a sour
It's
guy.
strange. Not a Smarties guy, but I like Pez. Is that
All
strange?
right. I mean, similar texture, but Smarties had a little more zing to it.
They got a little zip. Dude, give me a good dude, even like where's Jolly Ranchers? They're hard, I guess. Hard Jolly Ranchers, but they got the gummy Jolly Ranchers, but give me Jolly Ranchers too. I like those. Like those are good. I like those kind of ones too.
Let me ask
More
you a
I would
question.
say I get in the mood for a chocolate though. I'll say
Mike and Ike's, are they staying in your bag or are they individually getting
that.
thrown back at the house that gave them to you?
I'll tell you this. If it's a good and
Or
plenty,
dots?
if you give me a good and plenty, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna turn that sumbitch sideways, and you're getting it right up your keister. All
Yeah.
right. I'm not
Okay.
dealing with your good and plenties. Any black licorice anything can go noodle your mother. Jam it in your mother. You can jam it up. You want to get jammed up?
Jelly that right in your mom.
Jelly that right in your mom. But I would say for Mike and Ike's, I honestly I'm not crazy about them, but I didn't hate them either. They were a last one gone. Gumdrops, they weren't doing it for me, you
Okay.
know. But they
But
weren't like
wait,
my favorite, but I wouldn't like totally disregard them either.
let's get a little structure here, though. All right. So we have kids for candy, we have early teens for mischief, we
Yep.
have those later teen years where it's like you're out, you're walking around, you're not so much interested in the candy, you're just allowed to be out, walking the
Yeah.
streets,
Yeah.
doing your thing, you're rolling in a mob.
Yeah.
Then you got like 20s, like which is the Halloween party theme,
Well, you
which
got like yeah, like you got your pre-drinking age parties, right?
right,
And that the pre-drinking age Halloween parties, a time. Oh, a time. You showed up with a killer costume and you were funny. You were getting laid by little Bo Peep and you were loving it, Daddy.
see, but
Loving it.
pre-drinking age is tough because like we started at like 14. You know what I mean? We started going
Well,
hard
I'm
like
saying no,
a
like
little too early. But like you mean
pre-legal
like pre
drinking
21?
age.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure,
Because like there's a gap, like because so I'm thinking like this. Let's say 0 to 10, that's kid candy, right?
for sure.
We'll say 10 to
And the
14,
perfect,
15, we're looking
perfect.
at mischief, right? Then
Hmm.
we'll say 15 to 20 is hang and costume party.
Yep,
Hang and pre-21 costume party where you're still drinking and smoking and whatever, but you're doing it at a house. Then you
correct.
hit your 20s and then you go to Manayunk on Halloween for the first time.
Halloween house party, Halloween bar crawl house party era.
Bro, dude, Manayunk, I don't know if it's still the same because it's been a while for me. Manayunk on Halloween was a time, Daddy. A time. One, I mean, salute to the pros. Like I respected when someone really put in on their costume. Like I remember one year I saw a Captain Hook that I was like, dude, that is incredible how you nailed it.
Just balled
But
all out.
and they spent everything they had. But that same year, right? We had Tom dress up as a knight, and then Pretty Ricky followed around with coconuts, like from Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail, and that costume stole the show. And it was really like a little kid's night costume and
Hmm.
a coconut bra, and that was the best costume of the night because it was hilarious, right? And then honestly, the Rosie O'Donnell phases I went through in the 20s, I mean, it
But
can't be understated.
we'll come back to that because I do remember that we were having a Halloween party in Manioc and Tom and Pretty Rick came in and just did a lap
Yeah.
and left and
Yeah.
never came back. It
Yeah.
was like now they were going to the bars, but like what a perfect way to sell your Halloween costume, just to travel through a party, do one lap, never stopping to gallop, and then leave and not return. I mean, I remember where I was standing when they came in the front door. That's how much of an effect it had on me.
You know what
Um,
else had an effect on me that night? That was the first night I met Biff Sweater.
oh, Biff Sweater.
Biff Sweater. That's
Biff,
a time. That's not
Biff
a
Sweezy.
costume. That's an attitude.
Well, it started as a costume, but it quickly became a mantra and a way of life.
Yeah.
For friend Tim
True
Casey,
that.
saw Tim Casey twice this weekend.
Did you
Uh,
do a little jits? You getting the jits?
well, I haven't gotten to the jits yet, but because
Pull the
yeah,
fucking trigger, Daddy. Pull the
yeah,
fucking trigger already. Change
but
your life.
he you can tell. I mean, he's walking around every day as Tim Casey, but he woke up Biff Sweater, and he's
Damn
in there,
right.
and he's waiting to
He's
come out.
eternalizing Biff Sweater
All
forever.
right. So let's take it back. Let's take it back to the old school. So kids, right? You and I had very similar neighborhoods we grew up in, where it was
Yeah.
like kid candy, right?
Yeah.
So you kid,
Yeah.
you get your costume, you
Do you
get
have
a.
row homes in your neighborhood?
We didn't have row homes, we had houses, but we both came from neighborhoods, right? Where
Right.
you had a couple
So like
blocks
you met up with
span.
your pals and you went
Exactly.
out. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. There were no highways. There was no
No.
bullshit. It was just there's a
No.
couple of
There
streets.
wasn't any developments. Like we had a bunch of row homes too. So like you just go hit the row homes, whack them up, do your thing. It was fun, you know?
In
It was really
in
fun actually.
in the
Honestly, it was a
valley.
great experience as a kid.
Well, it's a great experience as a kid, right? Because early kid, you're on your street, right? And all you care about is
Mhm.
the candy. You're going up and down getting candy. You had the school parade. You had the cupcakes. You
Yeah.
got to put your costume on at school. That was
Right.
always fun. You got to show
Yeah.
off your shit.
Yeah.
And then, you get a little older, you get closer to that 8, 9, 10. Now you can go around the block. You can go to a couple of blocks. You can figure out what streets are the good streets. We always
Yeah.
knew Yeager Ave was dropping, dollar bills. There were some dollar
Ooh,
bill houses, maybe some
nice.
full size bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh
You don't
yeah.
want to miss those situations.
Yeah.
And that was, that's the early innocence, right? You
Yeah.
get the fun time, you get the time at school, you have some cupcakes, it's a blow off day at school, you're in third
Yeah.
grade, you got your
Yeah.
costume,
Yeah.
everything's great. It's never gonna get better than this, right? And then you
Yeah.
turn 11 and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I still got the fuck off at school today. Now I'm
Yeah.
going as like a generic mummy. You know what I mean? I'm not putting as much time and effort into the costume. I'm putting as much as I need to in so I can still come home with some candy. But my
Yeah.
primary directive tonight is shucking corn.
Yeah.
Or, I need a costume where this bottle of shaving cream is going to stay concealed.
Yeah.
The important thing about the mischief phase of Halloween is that it didn't actually matter if it was a good prank. It just mattered if you and the 5 people you were with thought it was funny.
Right.
Like we used
Right.
to go to elaborate lengths to pull off stuff that, in retrospect, I don't even know if people noticed, but
Yeah.
we thought it was hilarious and was going to be
Yeah.
hilarious. And that's really all that matters, man. You get with your boys and you're like, what can we do that's going to screw with somebody and bring us amusement for 3 hours? I think that Nightcrawler story is perfect. It's like, what'd you guys do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well, listen, it sounds like we threw handfuls of worms at things, but you have no idea how fun it was while we were actually doing.
So, okay. So we get past the pranking mischief phase. Then
Mm-hmm.
we get into the pre-bar hop phase, which is the house party, hangout, costume phase. This is an important phase, Bern. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you
Very
why.
important.
This is the first time you're introduced to the slutty nurse, right? This is time you're first introduced to the schoolgirl slut, right? This is the first time you're introduced to the hussy Halloween, right? Like this is you got a girl that's developed in ninth grade and you're in seventh and she shows up in frickin' Elmira Adams or whatever the fuck her name
It
was.
doesn't even have to be much, right? It's just a
No.
little more skin
Yeah.
than you were going to
Yeah.
see at like a football game or a school dance. It's a
Can
little
I?
bit of
Yeah.
permission.
Yeah, the cheerleader, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
forget about it, daddy. Can I ask you this, Bern? Here's a quick question.
Sure.
You know how there's like the slutty nurse outfit, right? Everybody knows that.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Honestly, I love a regular nurse outfit. There's just something about them. It's hot. Am I wrong? Am I
No,
wrong?
I think a lot of times the swing and the miss is to take the outfit and make it slutty, when really like the fantasy is more like,
Yeah, just
what
show
if
up
it
in
was just
scrubs.
a regular
Yeah.
nurse who wanted to check my temperature? You know what
For
I
some
mean? Like,
reason, like nurses' asses always look good in scrubs, right? Like I don't know, scrubs do it, babe. Scrubs do it for me, you know.
can
I
you
mean, it's
imagine
some,
how
you know,
much
some.
money and time women would save if they just knew how good their butts looked in scrubs?
Oh my God, yoga pants would be the new scrubs. They'd be the new scrubs.
The old scrubs. Um, Now I got a confession to make. All right. Now, so
Lay it for
Halloween
me, daddy.
for me
Yeah,
personally,
for you.
has always been a sexualized holiday, in that
Oh, do
I've,
tell.
I've always done well, right? So
Mm,
back in my day,
okay.
in my middle school days,
Yeah.
we used to call it Frenching,
Ooh, a little slip of the
right?
tongue.
Yeah, got my first Frencher on a Halloween.
Oh, look at you. What were you
Um,
dressed as?
a guy who really wants to feel a boob. I mean, I couldn't remember. It was
I
not a good,
mean,
whatever it was not. I
you're
was a
still
van.
dressed as that, pal.
Yeah, I got a cape and I was a vampire. I don't know. The point is the
Right,
priorities had
right.
shifted. The priorities had shifted.
Yeah. You were at
Um,
the not trying as much phase. You were just like,
exactly.
hey, I'm playing the game just to be part of the team, but I'm not,
We're all walking
we're
around
focused
here.
on something else here.
We're not really knocking on doors. We're hanging out at like the
No.
baseball field or whatever.
No.
Everyone's
You
trying
always
to
had
go,
that one friend that was still in the previous era. You're like, buddy, we're not doing that
buddy. Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
It's all about tits here. Leave the shaving cream at home, okay?
right. It's that part's over. So I had a Frencher. I got my first ever Frencher on Halloween. Her name was Sarah Pancratz. She was
Shout out
lovely.
Sarah, fan of the show,
Uh,
listener to the show.
we went to middle school together, not high school together. So I have not seen her in 30
How did it happen,
years.
Bern? Was there other Frenchers around you and you just got
There was another Frenching situation happening, and I don't know
okay?
who peer pressured who, but me and one of my buddies, my buddy Richie, also had his Frencher that night. So
Okay.
pretty big deal. And then
Couple of Frenchers hanging out.
yeah, so throughout the years, um, I've always found Halloween to be a pretty
It's just so much fun.
um,
I'll tell you, you guys threw some in this phase for me. I had a bunch of parties at your place,
oh
right?
yeah,
I was
yeah,
Rosie O'Donnell a couple years. Then the one year that everyone even still talks about is when we went as the Wet Bandits,
when you and I went
right?
as the Wet Bandits, yeah.
Just the best, dude. The
I
best.
don't
I
know.
honestly felt like I was underdressed, but then when they put us together, everyone's like, "Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, Wet Bandits all day."
No, it was perfect. A lot of people can't tell right now with this close crop, but my Daniel Stern was au naturel
If
at the
I could
time.
find, I think I did a clip of this a couple of years ago when we talked about it, but I think I do. I think I found a picture of us as the Wet Bandits,
Oh, I have a
which
picture.
yeah, because I
Yeah,
think
I
wasn't Jessica Wednesday Adams?
she was
That
indeed.
must have been nice to bang Wednesday Adams that night, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Imagine if there was a multiverse of Wednesday Adams and Marv
And
from
Marv from
from the Wet Bandits.
wow. I mean, if there are infinite universes somewhere out there that did happen, but yeah,
Shout
Halloween.
out
Listen,
Daniel Stern.
we used to go big. We used to
Love Daniel Stern.
have parties every year. I always felt like
Yeah.
Halloween
You had a
was a
great party. Great
good night
Halloween party.
for me to score. Now this Halloween, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna take my kids out trick or treating,
Yeah.
and the only person who will be around will be Jess. So there will absolutely be no scoring this
The
year.
streak ends tonight. This year.
Yeah, this year
Um,
for sure.
so, but just like I was saying, Vern, the parties that you threw during this phase were really big for me, and they were great, and I had a great time. Dude, and I remember, God, there was one girl that we worked with. Her name was like Laura or Lauren or something like. She went to Joe's and she had monster jabums.
Uh huh.
You know who I'm talking about?
I
Shorter
think I do.
girl,
Yeah.
massive jabums. And dude, I just remember she showed up in the nurse outfit, and I was like, well, her tits came in, and then the rest of her followed. Holy shit. You know, she was all tatted up that night, all tatty up, all tatteroo.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 20 something Halloween party is very important. We always
Yeah.
used to get some juice made
Yep. You had a
and
luge, I remember too, if that was
oh
correct.
yeah, yeah, we did multiple. We had multiple luges, and
Luge was the time. Yep. Dude, the
I,
Halloween parties, you did them in Manayunk, you did them at 20th and Fairmount. We went out, but I'm saying like after the Halloween party phase, it then turned into the party bar crawl phase,
yes, yes,
right? Which
and
was
where
a
we
very
lived was very advantageous to that. Whether it
right,
was in Fairmount or in Manny and Roxborough, like there was a
right.
big, huge element
Always a crawl.
of the
Always a
crawl.
crawl.
Yep,
And then after the bar crawl phase, you went into the like early 30s to mid 30s kind of party phase. There was like no, you know what? I would say by the time you got to the 30s, there was a couple of Halloween parties, but you were done, right? And then you transitioned into the now I have my own kids and I'm taking out for Halloween phase.
exactly, exactly.
And that's where we're at now.
And that's where we're at now, which is tight. Like, I mean, like I said, there's way less bumper involved for me this time around, but My daughter is going as a lion because she wants to scare people. She's 2 years old. That's going to be super fun.
Your daughter's
Uh,
also a genius, apparently.
yeah, my son is going as Captain America. I've just completed my Winter Soldier costume, and we're gonna go out and get weird.
Do you guys coordinate costumes?
Every year. Yeah, we went. Let's see. Last year was we went Spider Verse, so he went as Miles Morales, and I went as. Did you see the Spider Verse movies?
Yeah.
I went as Peter B. Parker, so I had the pink robe and the Jake
Jake
Johnson.
Johnson's character.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
year before
That's
that,
actually that's actually really funny.
yeah, yeah. Year before that, because I'm out of shape, and I had me putting on a Spider-Man shirt was not
Just saying, it was really funny. That's
it
a
was accurate.
great
It
poll.
was
Yeah.
accurate. Year before, Sonic and Doctor Robotnik,
Another
solid.
great poll.
Year
Yeah.
before that was Flash and Green Lantern.
See, it's fun, Burn. You're coordinating with a fellow male. This year, my daughter will be going as a unicorn princess fairy,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Yeah.
All the best things
Unicorn
together.
princess fairy, and I'll have to follow around in a tutu. So I've been told.
And you'll be a fairy princess unicorn.
Don't know what I'll be, but I requirements for me are tutu and I think a wand. But you know.
Do they make? And this is not please don't be offended by this.
No,
Uh,
my dude, I asked the same thing. I was like, is there a tutu that's gonna fit me?
do they
And
make a
they're
tutu for
so
a
they
burly,
have these,
barrel-chested, wide-shouldered
yeah,
man?
I guess so. Well, I'm gonna find out, aren't I? So, yep, we're doing it up. A lot of fun. Yeah, but just be thankful that you get to be Spider-Man. Well, I'm gonna be freaking the Tooth Fairy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
So,
I'll be Winter Soldier this year.
yeah. Well, must be nice. Oh, must be nice. Oh, cool, Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I got my metal arm and my cool fingerless
Right.
gloves and my
I'll
face
be a
mask.
ballerina princess fairy unicorn dad. There you go.
For now, for
Yeah.
now.
But I'll tell you this, Burn, when this tradition ends, it's gonna smash you to pieces, bro.
Oh, I know. I was just thinking about that. Like he's 7. It's like I
You
got.
probably got 4 years left.
Oh man,
And the fourth year will
if
be a struggle. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, listen, what
You
we
got
talked
two good
about, but
ones left.
we got two good ones, and then one where like he's probably guilted into it, but we both know it's kind of not right. Like we set the cap at 10. You know, 10 is
Yeah.
10 is
Damn,
mischief
dude.
party. Get out of
Just
here.
think of all the great ones you've had so far, though. Like, man,
It's been very superhero based, except for our 1 year as Sonic and Robotnik. But even that's pretty
still,
solid.
that's right. Hero and villain.
And
Oh,
my
man.
mustache was fake
Probably
and
stellar.
incredible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Was the show going on then? Were you still doing it? We still had the show then, didn't we?
we probably did. Yeah, it was probably
That's
two
wild,
years
man.
ago,
We've
probably
been
a couple
doing this
years ago.
show for a long damn time.
We
I
have been
ran
doing.
into I ran into Pete's mom today, Pete McCormick's mom,
Oh,
and she
incredible
was like,
guest.
I love your show, and I was like, oh, you're the best, thank you.
OG, OG
She, I
guest.
was like, do you remember when you were on the show? She's like, oh yeah. And I was like, Miss McCormick, that was like, we weren't even on video then. I was like,
Nope.
you were early doors. So yeah, shout out to Miss McCormick. I love her. She's awesome. So's Pete. Shout out to
Great
everyone
guest
that's ever
too.
been on the
Great,
show.
great guest.
Great guest. Great episode. Great guest. Pete got to shine a lot in that one, which was cool. But yeah, we got yeah, coming up 400 episodes, so don't know what we're gonna do. But either way.
Listen,
Burn.
while dressing up for Halloween with my kid, uh, those early 20s, early to mid 20s Halloween house parties, I think for me will always have a special place in my heart as the
Yeah.
pinnacle of Halloween.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. So, okay. Let's talk to AI. Okay. So I said, hello, AI. Can you please tell me What's the best age to celebrate Halloween? Of course, they start with the political. They say there's no single best age to celebrate Halloween. It truly depends on what aspects of Halloween you enjoy most. Here's a breakdown. Trick or treating, ages 4 to 12. This is generally considered the prime trick or treating age. Kids are old enough to understand the concept, walk around their neighborhood, and appreciate the candy haul, right? And then the next thing they says, ages 2 to 3, toddlers kickstart the trick or treating, and they might need help with the walking, carrying the bags, and understanding the rules. And then sometimes the teens, well, teens still enjoy trick or treating, but the no hard rule against it, however, it's generally considered less socially acceptable as they get older to continue trick or treating. So that's when it's like, that's
Right, which
kind of
is
what we
why
talked about.
they find
Right.
something else to do, which is fuck up trick, which is fuck up everybody's stuff.
Right. So here's another thing. They say there's a bunch of things to enjoy about Halloween, such as dressing up, getting a good costume. Burn, can you say what is the best costume you've ever had?
Best costume I've ever had. I'll tell you the costume I remember the most fondly. And it was I doubled up. I did it back to back years in kindergarten and first grade. It was a He-Man costume, but and I didn't worry about the shitty plastic mask, but it had a sweet fake armor vest, but it had
Oh, do
huge
tell.
plastic, like a shoulder piece with biceps and a forearm
Okay.
piece that you could strap onto your arms. So you were bare arming with this plastic like bicep pieces and forearm pieces that made your arms look jacked. And I think that's the only costume I ever doubled up on. I ever was like, I liked that so much. I'm wearing
Okay.
it again next year. The Wet Bandit
I
is
the Wet
right up there,
Bandits, same
right up
up there for me.
we
Yeah.
might have to put a
You know,
picture of that in the thumbnail for this, just so people can
yeah.
really see like
Yeah.
how
They'll have
much
to
we.
know. Yeah.
Um,
You know what? I was Zorro a couple years for Halloween as a youngster, which was a good one. Really was a big fan of Zorro. Really a big fan. Liked Zorro a lot. Can I say this though, Bern? You had a Halloween party. This is when you were living on Tasker over by Temple,
okay, yeah, yeah,
right?
oh yeah, yeah,
I was dating Smudge. You remember
yes,
Smudge?
yes.
Okay. We were working at the pub, and Ashley Ash was working at the pub, right?
Ash Ash, one of the realest, one of the realest.
But love Ash Ash. I
Love
was
Ash Ash.
super flirty with Ash Ash, right? Really
Sure.
liked her. She was young too, and we were a little older, and she thought we were cool. And, your boy was looking right. I was in the middle of fighting at the time. Things were going well. You know what I'm saying? And was flirting heavy with Ash Ash. And she was like, something had been said. I was like, yo, let's hook up tonight at Burns' party. Are you going? She's like, yeah, I want to go and I want to hook up. And I was like, done. Let's do it, right? And my thought was like, okay, I'm gonna be dressed up as Rosie O'Donnell from A League of Their Own. I
Yep.
got the whole gimmick. Everything looks right. I'm bringing Bellberg. Love Bellberg,
Oh,
right?
Belter.
And I was like, Smudge is gonna meet me there, but not till later. Right. I honestly didn't think Smudge was gonna show up at all because she was at like another party or something. I was like, dude, Ash comes, hook up with Ash, do the whole thing. Like I was super kind of excited to hook up with Ash, right? And then
As you
I
should be.
get to
Ash was a catch.
Ash is a smoker. And then so I go to the party, right? And I'm there before because Ash was closing, and she came after closing to the party, right? And she walked in and she saw me there, and Smudge had come early because I guess the party was like whatever
Mm,
at the place. And she walked in and she straight looked at me and she said, "You fucking suck." And I was like, "I wish you were." I was like,
hmm.
I could have been sucking. I could have been sucking on
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
girl."
yeah, 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 yeah.
But if so facto, Smudge and I had sex in your bed that night, and
Yep,
that's just Halloween, babe.
I'm
That's just
aware.
Halloween.
I think me and my two brothers were dressed as the crew from The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou that particular
That
night.
is correct.
We
That
all had
is
Zissou jams on.
correct. So, okay, let's see what else. A couple things that AI asked. Well, they said this. They're like, there's haunted houses, there's parties, there's movies and games, things like that. It's all true. They're not wrong, right? They said trick or treating is fun as a parent, but here's a couple of things that they wanted to see. They were like, hey, what age should kids stop trick or treating? What's the age, Burn?
I mean, I feel like it kind of naturally sorts itself out. Like a couple years, like there are going to be years where your kids say they're going trick or treating and they're not.
Yeah,
They're going out for
yeah,
the mischief. So like
yeah.
I feel like
But there
until
was,
you
did you
catch
have
them,
to go, like Mike and Plotsk had their own pals, so it's like you didn't have to walk your brother around, right?
maybe like for a couple of years, but oh, that would all
Yeah,
like one round around the block when I was like 11 and they were like
yeah,
7 and 5, and then they were back in early and I was back out to do my thing. So it wasn't like it ever ate
yeah.
up my
You're
whole
back
time.
out Frenching. You're out Frenching.
I was out trying to French. I don't know if I was
You're out
11.
Frenching, baby.
I
No,
don't know,
I
12
was kind
maybe.
of the same. I mean, Tom never had to walk me around because we were so close in age, and then I think I had to walk Alex around once or twice, just because like there's a lot of kids out, and people wanted to
Yeah,
be famous and all that stuff and whatever,
but you
and
fill up the bag with candy, you give him some of your candy, you send him home on his
yeah,
way, and go do
yeah.
whatever you were gonna go do.
Let's keep it moving, keep it on moving down the road. Burn, looks to me like we've covered this subject pretty good. So what do you want to say before we get out of here?
I want to wish everyone a happy and safe Halloween. If you're out there
Halloween.
walking your kids around, uh, go home and afterwards try to conjure up some of that old school Halloween spirit and get frisky with your wife, unless, like mine, she has a boyfriend. So then don't
Mm,
do that.
mm, yeah, yeah. Pretty sure my wife has a boyfriend too, but
I'm
whatever.
pretty positive.
Uh, yeah. So okay, Burn. Well, imagine this, right? Imagine you're in a loving marriage and you have a kid or two or five or whatever, and you take them all out around the town for Halloween, right? And you leave your wife at home because they got to hand out the
Someone's
candy.
got to
You
give
know
the
what I
candy
mean?
out. Sure.
Someone's got to give the candy out, right? So you got someone giving out the candy, you're out with the kids, you get the kids all whacked up with some candy, you come back, you undress, get their costumes off, you clean them up, you separate the candy, you put them to bed, right? Then you're sitting there with a nice hot cup of cocoa with you and your loved one, enjoying the stragglers coming at the end of the night where I'm just dumping the whole bowl of candy in their thing
Yeah. Take
and
whatever you
saying,
want,
good on you,
rascals.
have some fun. Yeah. And then that all ends. You wrap everything up, you go to bed, and you pop a blue chew. And then you pound your old lady's brains out because you got a rock hard rage you from some blue chew. That's the best trick or treating candy you can get this Halloween. Blue chew, rock it up. Boom. That's a fucking promo, baby.
More boners, more better, more blue chew. This Halloween, coming to a candy bag near you.
Hey,
Blue
you want
chew.
to show your trick a little treat? Get a little blue chew. Kabow!
Put some blue in your chew.
Yeah.
Put some chew in your blue. Blue chew just for you. We turned our curtains blue. Come on.
Come on,
Come
Blue
on,
Chew.
blue
Come
chew.
on.
Come
Blue
on.
Chew, if that wasn't the best freaking gimmick there ever was, I don't know what is, Daddy. I
And if
mean,
you need
did
to
I
hear
just
more
not
gimmicks,
give them the commercial of all commercials?
no, it was
Hey,
perfect.
here's the perfect trick or treat. Drop a Blue Chew in your bag. You'll get a trick for that treat, Daddy. You know?
Listen, your promo was so good. For a minute, it made me forget that my marriage was a sham. You know what I mean? It was dead on. Right there.
Well, Burn, hey, Burn. And I'm not trying to say this to be a dick, but do you think Blue Chew could have saved your marriage?
No, but I'm hoping I could use it to ruin someone else's. Blue
Hey-o! There you
Chew coming
go!
to your wife as soon as she looks at me nice.
That is the best promo ever. Blue Chew. Do you think Blue Chew could save your marriage? No, but it'll help me ruin someone else's.
Hopefully, it'll help me
Blue
ruin someone
Chew.
else.
Love it. Well, speaking of rock hard ragers because of Blue Chew, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents Ask AI. I'm Matt Lavelle. He is Vern Podkasey. And in case you're wondering, You can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. Join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe. We'll keep bringing you this amazing content. Thanks for listening. Also, check the description for the message to send to BLUECHEW to get them to sponsor us. Also, thanks for listening. Catch you next time. Thanks. See you! Alright, congrats, you made it to the end of the episode. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good nonsense. But please copy and paste the message in the description and send it over to BLUECHEW. Get them to sponsor us, then we'll stop asking. Love you. See you!